What's up, guys? Good to see everyone coming in again. If you are wondering about Alex, where the heck is the chat? It's in our Discord, so you just talk there. I can't do two chats at once, let alone moderate two chats at once. So that's why there's no chat. And hope that makes sense. Also, I'm gonna unlist this video after the stream. I think so. I don't know. I'm pretty sure about it. So I'm watching really nothing at the moment. I was logging in around a little after 7, a little later than usual, just because I was playing tennis and I didn't get back till, it was a really good match and I just didn't get back soon enough. Usually I'm pretty strict with being at my desk like 10 minutes before 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But luckily, we're not really seeing any action popping up, so I'm not too concerned. We have Aerc, which was a nice gapper, almost 70% here, but now it's stuck below VWAP, so that's not really a good sign. I do like the fact that on the daily, let me go back to it, and we are right now at 417. So we're above this critical support, but we have this big 180 SMA resistance above. So that's making me a little bit nervous. And I'm going to take notes of a few things here and add it to my watch list, which you can also find on Trade Journal. So Aerc. So for now, it's stuck below the 180 daily SMA. If we do break this area, we could see a quick run to like 7, maybe 850 or so. That's where there's the next big zone of resistance. So I want to see it pop over 550 and then go from there. Otherwise, I'm not super crazy about this ticker. Building products company, 15 million shares outstanding. And a 50 million market cap. So classic small cap for sure. I don't really see a catalyst on this one. Oh, actually, never mind, here from yesterday. So FDA cleared, so it's kind of popping from yesterday. Air purification products, it's not bad. Merger stock agreement. And that's not really what I want to see. This ticker could be frozen. Okay, we'll own 50%. Yeah, it's not my favorite catalyst. We'll see how it flows from here. Then we have FNGR. This is really the one worth talking about. This is from yesterday. I wasn't able to find any news yesterday about it. It just started halting like crazy and started ripping. There's got to be something going on here. Wireless tech company. It's almost at 300 million market cap now. So really strong move. And the fact that it even gapped higher, so that now it's at $10. That's right here in this area. So if we keep running from here, next major zone is around 1250 or so. We have something interesting around 15 and then an all-time high at 17. Those are probably the more key zones to keep watching. There's obviously some interesting zones here as well, but whole and half dollars, but 7.5, 10, 12.5, just because there's major pivot zones in this area. And so on and so forth. Cash Grind is making fun of me for wanting to take an ice bath, saying it's first world problems. Heck yeah, it's first world problems. Although, I don't know. Anyone after like doing any strenuous activity could benefit from an ice bath. Nice. Corey's in the chat. About time. Corey, it's been so long. Oh man, my arm is like shaking because of the workout. I think it was because yesterday was like a bit of chest and arms, and then the day before I played 2 hours of tennis. Yesterday I did a hardcore workout, and then today it's just like a knot in my arm. Glenn says yes. Google what strenuous means. That's a first world problem. So FNGR yesterday was really the crazy one. I spent a bit of time, obviously watching my live trading from the day before, just kind of studying. You know, where was the right entry? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? And ultimately, I just didn't get aggressive enough in this area. So that was really my mistake. I should have been riding this front side like no tomorrow. We had a big 5-minute breakout. I mean, in hindsight, this one looks super, super clean. At the time, we've been hitting so many tickers that pop up and then just fade. So you never really know. But here's a quick analysis. Number one, the volumes after the market open was over 500 shares. That's really good. MACD was on a green, nice front side here. So 2 checks. We had a 5-minute breakout. Like I just said, big check mark there. We're getting some nice micro pullbacks as well. Once it took off, there was no more pullbacks. Then it was just off to the races. And there was room to run. We had so much upside potential. So I don't know why I didn't get more aggressive. I could have really traded aggressive here. I think trading it somewhere in this area would have been a little bit more difficult. It was halting, so on and so forth. Halted here, halted here. I did get this nice pullback, but otherwise, you know, I left so many profits on the table. So could have done, obviously, much better. I'm going to take a big bite of my sandwich quickly. So I was just talking to Colby, disciplined day trader, and we're talking a little bit about coin. And what I did was I've been trading this one kind of actively, but in the last couple of days here, we were bouncing off this range for quite some time. Let me go to maybe like the 10-minute chart or 15. I don't trade off the 15 though, so I don't want to put too much focus on it. But basically for a while now, I've been looking for bounces up, and we eventually had this really big one on Friday. And what I was looking for was a simple mean reversion move. And this is swing trading. I usually don't talk so much about swing trading in this channel, but this is a good opportunity to. Had a nice move here, 10%. I basically bought the mean reversion back towards VWAP, the 9 EMA, sized in there. It did keep pulling down. I was down like 4% at one point. My stop was right around here, like 6.1. I removed it since. And it's holding this area, so I'm going to see how much continuation we can get out of this one. Obviously, there is just so much resistance on a ticker like this, and just the overall NASDAQ kind of high flyer stocks, these growth tickers. So it really comes down to like the SPY. You know, what are we going to see from this? Actually, before I keep rambling, let me make sure everything is streaming right. Okay, yeah, no, everything's streaming right. I already got used to streaming again. Anywho. So this is the exact move I was looking for. We got the Friday bounce. I got the pull. Actually, this is, let me see here now. This is the SPY. So Coinbase is a little bit different, but in general, the last few days have been kind of similar. So if you go back to the SPY, we've kind of been finding a lot of support. This was the Friday bounce that I sized into. And then here on the SPY, I've been talking about this a few times, but basically big support here, another big support zone here. So what I'm doing is pretty simple. I'm just trying to accumulate in this area, and then look for a little bit more price action. I'm not sure what's going to happen, if the market's going to reverse or whatnot. I just feel like we're a little bit short-term oversold, so I'm kind of going into some of these positions a little bit more heavy. But after, like, this is a solid almost 5% move, so I just wouldn't be surprised if we had a big morning panic or something like that. But I'm just going to keep riding this one a little bit. We could see like 2 or 3 days more green in a row. So that's kind of what my goal is. And then I'll take profit on coin. And I'll switch to small caps as soon as something happens. So actually Atxi is moving, but I'll look to take some profits on coin somewhere around this area between 75 and 80, depending on kind of how much momentum we have there. Atxi moving, guys. Let's keep an eye on this one. 40,000 shares being traded. Not super high, but high enough to be relevant. Usually I don't acknowledge tickers that are around 40,000 in volume, but since this ticker is a little bit more on the light side or high price, makes it a little bit more interesting. Yesterday though, I had such a stressful time trading Atxi. I thought I was about to rip my eyes out. Like, it was a chop fest. I'm not sure what we're gonna get today. This is a little bit how that ticker started yesterday, where we just got a little bit more and more action, but once we were at the top, we pretty much plateaued. Yep, same price action. Break of 12. So today would be like a break of 15 is what we'd be looking for. Let's go to the 4-hour to get a little bit better, maybe even 15-minute. So the big move here was this 11. So everyone's going to be looking at that zone. It's not really my favorite though. Still no action. I'm just gonna read the news a little bit here. Look at ATXI go. I was not ready for that kind of continuation there. I'm going to just try it with small size. I actually really like it here. The spread's really high, so you want to keep that in mind. You want to be a little bit more careful. Let's see what kind of, if we get another pullback here. I'm not sure if we will. 66 holding. Small size. If we can get an entry. Make it a little bit more aggressive here. Removing my order. I don't want to chase. Nice 4% pop though. I'm not crazy about trading this ticker just because it has really low volume, a little higher priced, so I'm not crazy about it. If I get a good entry, I'll go for it. Nice, Glenn. Usually I'd want to be trading this one. It's just the volume is so light here. I would instantly be a significant part of the volume that I don't really want to be. I don't really want to be over like 3-4%. And I'd be doing getting there real quick. So I'll be at 300 starter size, 600 shares. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. I'm not convinced on a TXI, to be honest. Not bad, not bad. I mean, it's going. Can't deny that there's volume here. Go with a low limit order. Let's see if we can get a small entry here. Stop is around 3. I like the fact that that breakout volume was there. I'm not in love with the MACD at the moment. 5-minute breakout here is a little bit weak for the fact that we didn't get instant continuation. Very small size though, just to start it off. New minute, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see a breakthrough 17. That's what I'm waiting for. Breakthrough 17. Instantly got sold off again. So we bought a little bit high. Not even super high. You know, for a breakout trade, that was not necessarily buying high. I'm waiting for that breakthrough 17. I'm not going to average into this one. I'm not going to size into this winner or possible winner. I said winner because I'm only sizing if it is a winner. Struggling here. Spread's pretty high. I'm not in love with the 5-minute setup at this point because it should have moved, and we're about to start a new 5-minute candle. Watching. Watching. It's a little bit of the problem. You can't use flatten at this time of day. It's a little bit harder to manage that one. Small loser there, stopped out. My goal was for the break of 17. We might still get it. I closed at 34. A little bit better exit than my original stop. Selling off a little bit more. MACD's slightly going negative. This ticker's a total grinder right now. I typically don't do super well trading these grinders. And for that reason, I'm out for now. We'll see. Maybe I'll come back on this one in a bit. I guess you can say Atxi is trying to tempt me back into it. You got to admit, the volume's here. The volume's definitely here. Possible break of 17 is what we're looking at right now. We are in a ranging situation. So this is a ranging pullback here. You want to be really careful with these. So there was already the first support came in at 45. Not my favorite setup. Technically, we had a 5-minute breakout though. But this is still more... To me personally, this is a bit of a ranging pullback where there's just resistance and you're buying high in a range, which you just don't want to do. 821. This was a slow pre-market. I was thinking I'd be trading a lot more actively this pre-market, but it's been slow, which is fine. I've been taking a lot of naps pre-market and it's been pretty amazing. But I think now that we're in Q4, I want to get a little bit more aggressive again. The volume was pretty nice there, though. The volume was really nice. I think another problem that I have with a ticker like this is sometimes I'll just, as Ross Cameron says, spin my wheels on a ticker like this, where it's a bit of a grinder. I'm not getting quick resolution. I start trading it in B quality setups like right now. Maybe it's going to work, but for me, I keep psyching myself out. It's not that quick breakout, micro pullback, breakout, continuation. Maybe for 15 minutes, book your profits and leave. This one's more of like you're just staring at it and constantly taking scratches. That's also why I have this new away from computer screen, just to like put myself a little bit more on the defensive and walk away and not try to trade just because I'm streaming. So we're approaching one of those moments here at 8:35 where if I do take a nap pre-market, I'll usually want to like sleep from like 8 to like 8:30, 8:40, because especially if it's a really slow pre-market, this is when there'll be more activity oftentimes. Nothing's guaranteed. Every day is always a little bit different, but I have noticed a bit of a trend where somewhere closer to like 8:40, 8:50, 9 o'clock, you start getting some fresh new tickers, oftentimes resulting from some news being pumped out. Even Atxi right now finding a little bit of support here on the 5-minute. There's some rumors spreading in the Discord that I wouldn't pay too much attention to. I feel like over the summer I was really getting some nice work done on my nails. Just constant. It's like pre-market was nail cutting time. I never invested in a file, which I feel like I should have. I was always using this file on my nail clipper, but I feel like having one of those like really fluffy foam files that I feel like my mom used would hit the spot, let's just say. It all makes sense now, full circle. Gotta love morning brew. Look at this rally yesterday. This was a beautiful time to be in that swing trade. So I'm long coin at 64.79, 300 shares. Not the craziest position, but looking for that move into like the mid 70s. So swing trade there. Dow below 30,000 still, even after such a big bounce. So I think today's going to be a really interesting day because we're going to gap higher, but the question is how well are we going to hold? S&P. Okay, I was looking at the SPY. I think it's crazy that Tesla sold off yesterday so hard because they hit record numbers, but they were below estimates. If I was Elon, I'd be so annoyed. I'd be like, wow, this is bogus. I don't know if you guys want to watch me reading the news right now. It's probably not so interesting. I thought I would comment on a little bit more stuff, but I'd rather just kind of scan through it a bit quickly. If something interesting pops up, for sure. This is crazy. I heard this, I saw a video of this actually. North Korea fired a ballistic missile yesterday that soared over northern Japan before landing in the Pacific Ocean. It's ridiculous. I'm keeping an eye on my scanners. I'm ready to switch back as soon as something pops. Mason calling out RMED. Yeah, actually not a bad call out here. It was on my scanner, popping up 20%. So this is before I usually get interested on a ticker, but you know, why not look at it a little bit? Recent reverse split 1 to 50. That's absolutely ridiculous. Holy crap. Okay, so 1 to 50 is unusual. Usually it's like 1 to 10, 1 to 15 is already quite a bit. But 1 to 50, I mean, this was a penny stock. It doesn't necessarily have high relative volume yet, but it's still popping up. 950 is a big resistance zone. Technically, I'm not interested in trading tickers below 50,000, but it's an $8 stock. And the volume in general has been just so light, so you kind of have to trade tickers around 50,000. I won't trade with too big size though. Holding up here. I was a little bit shy on that entry just now. Kind of tripped over myself. Removing limit order for now. Going at 94. Let's see if this holds. I use hotkeys primarily for my entries and exits, if you're wondering. Still very weak here. Big buyers though at 780 popped up. I like the MACD. Volume's not great, but you kind of get what you can get in this market. Small share size. I'm not going to average in regardless what happens. Still selling off a little bit. Not holding. Cutting. Small loss. Wow, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I would have wanted to see this one really start holding, but unfortunately didn't. I cut at 73. That was about a 20 cents a share loss, so pretty solid loser. I figured with a ticker with this spread, you want to be careful. That's why I sized down. We used below average size, and that's really important for me. So I think that was what, 2 losses so far. A little bit of a slow morning here. Down 160. I've only taken 3 trades or so. Am I recording? I should be. If you guys have not checked out the last video I came out with about having a side hustle, definitely check it out. And if you got a good side hustle, leave it in the comments below of that video, because on Friday I'm going to pin my favorite side hustle below that video. So I want to get as much idea generation from that video as possible to see what kind of side hustles you guys are working on. I gave examples of 5 side hustles I have done, 2 of which I still do to this day because they're just so easy. It's crazy not to do them. Well, so much for that 845 push that I was kind of hoping we might get. Well, well, well. FNGR, back in business. Todd was just calling it out. Gave it a little peekaboo, and it is slightly above VWAP here, although it's tried several times to hold VWAP, and it has yet to properly do so. Although I gotta give it to it, it is holding overall really, really well. So yesterday it closed at 6.5. Right now it's at 8.20. So it's holding those gains exceptionally well. So a healthy pullback is totally expected. Hmm. 850. Slow pre-market, one of the slower ones. So this might be one of the slower pre-markets we've dealt with in a while. I kind of feel like I've been saying that a lot lately. Pre-market just ain't what it used to be. No, it's just a bit of a mixed bag, I think. Also, there's so much attention on macro. It's usually never too great for small caps. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit tempted to close my coin position. I'm up 1,200 on it at the moment. I do think it's gonna have a bit of a pullback. I am waiting. I'm a little nervous we're gonna see just like a big red drop off because, you know, the market is just not that consistent right now. But at the same time, we did break over this really key 67 zone. So I'm going to see if we can break over 70 and then ideally go into the 750s, 75 plus. I feel like it's possible, and I feel like the market's behind it a little bit right now. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of time. I'm not so worried about this position. Just kind of set it and forget it a little bit. But yeah, pretty high resistance right around 70. Again, I would not be surprised if we, you know, had a really quick pullback all the way to 64. I'm just going to keep holding it for now. I don't want to pay too much attention on this swing position at the moment. ATXI being called out in the Discord, but I'm not totally sure why. I don't see any interesting volume or anything on this one. Oh my God, what is going on? Be right back. So it's quite slow still, fortunately. And yesterday, oh, I could have just clicked this the whole time. Yesterday I didn't have the most exciting day. It was a bit of a snoozer for me personally. I didn't get super aggressive on FNGR like I should have, but basically that's where all my wins came from. So pre-market was basically a scratch fest, and then FNGR came up, and that's what I was able to make my profits on. I just wasn't really able to get any serious profits. I didn't edge into FNGR like I should have, so a little shame on me for that. I might take some size off of the coin, like 200 shares or something, if it breaks 70 this pre-market, because there could be a morning panic. AERC getting called out in the Discord, but not seeing it on this one. Very light volume. Well, this is at least a good time to get in the right headspace, kind of relax, focus at the same time, kind of think about what tickers we want to watch. One thing we know for a fact is the SPY here gap is going to be a gap up. So indexes are gapping higher. People are going to be watching large caps, and there's no small caps really running yet. Could also mean we're going to get a little bit more opportunity at one point. I mean, this has been an absolutely insane run here for the SPY, so I'm not sure how much more it's going to chug along, but it broke a lot of resistance right here in this area. So if we do see the SPY keep moving up, it could be a good little pop, maybe to 380 or so, maybe even higher. I wouldn't mind taking some profits though in my swing trades if that's the case. Sometimes you get these little morning pops, and then at like 9:45, boom, all of a sudden a huge retrace, which I feel like is quite overdue, especially on a market like this. So I'm not super bullish. But like I said in the beginning of the stream, I do think we have that really nice support area right here that looks like it actually ended up holding. So that's a really bullish sign. And it looks like we have more support here in this area. So at the same time, if you're going to be holding a swing trade, you might have a few days of chop. But I think in general, it's going to be potentially trending up here. So that's why I entered. The problem is, and the reason I got to that is because when there's so much macro activity, sometimes the small caps get overshadowed, and that's a really big thing. I feel like the best trading conditions for small caps is usually when the SPY is up or down a negligible amount, like 0.5 or something like that. So just like 0.5%. Nobody really cares, and that's when everyone's looking at that small cap that just had some merger news, not merger news, but like maybe some government contract, large company contract, something like that. And it's just, 100% plus. That's what I like. So I think today's going to be a little bit tricky in that regard. I actually got my trading glove on today, although I haven't worn it in a while. I usually only wear it for video editing now, so my wrist has gotten a bit better. Maybe it's from all the fasting I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of fasting. Every Monday I do a like an 18-hour fast, and then I do intermittent fasting every other day except Sunday. So that's basically I don't eat until lunchtime. Let me see if I always have this slight paranoia that the live trading is not working, but I gotta get used to doing it again. 918. I'm still looking for that ticker. That's gonna be the one to trade. I'm not sure if we're gonna get it pre-market unless something really pops up at 920, which could be the case with news just coming out. But I feel like maybe it's gonna be more like a 945 day, maybe a 10 o'clock, 10:15. I probably won't trade past 10:15, 10:30. It depends. If there's hot action and I still haven't caught anything yet, I will, but otherwise I won't. It's time to stand up. Okay, I'm just checking the chat. I see you guys are all shitting on me for wearing my glove. Yeah, why doesn't JP wear a glove? That's the question. Cnxa being called out. Should have known we were going to get some small cap, a sub dollar. That's always what happens when there's no volume. Technically, the volume on Cnxa is borderline non-existent. Bull neck is ridiculous, dude. I could go for a sponsored dinner after this slow market. Why do you think I made a side hustle video? Ugh, so bad. Is Ross the boss in Cnxa? That's the question. It's definitely been in play here. We got volume, we got MACD. Well, volume's super light, but it's the only ticker moving right now, so just naturally people are going to be watching this one. Possible last little continuation here to 8. Maybe it's going to go further, but that's what I would be looking at. Let's see if we can size into this breakout here. I should be filled. That was actually really weird. Huh. Let's keep watching this one. I thought I was filled with 3,000. Price went below my limit order, and this is why I don't trade sub dollars usually. Let's keep watching this one. I got freaking micro size right now. 5 minute looks pretty healthy. We could see a bigger pullback to 655 or so for a 5 minute setup. I'm going to see this one for a move over 73 to $8. Either way, very small size. Usually I want to be doing over $10,000 per shares per trade. So I'm at like $500 on Cnxa. Very small share size, but it's up 86%. Maybe we'll get that last move. Spread is insane on this one. If you zoom out or don't zoom out, it's just unreadable. Cutting my losses there. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep watching Cnxa. Could be worth it, but I really don't like trading these slow sub dollars. Technically, it was actually quite nice in this area, so I came in on it roughly right here as we were having a micro pullback. 5 minute, I was looking for that move to $8. We didn't get it. Maybe we're going to get it here, so this could be another potential entry. For now, I cut. Right now could be a really good 5 minute setup. Let's see what David's trading. NIO. Look at me. I've already traded 3 tickers today. None of which were really tradable. What I really like about NIO is even if it doesn't have a full-on move back to like $18 or $20, which probably won't. It's probably gonna have some sort of dead cat bounce, and that's basically what we're seeing right now. We had a first stare, now we're breaking out of that. Possible move to 17. I'm gonna keep sitting in my hands. We got another 4 minutes till the market opens. Actually, if we're trading FNGR and we're trading LVWR, maybe even ATXI, all these tickers are closer to $10, so I'll start with smaller share size. Our best opportunity might be FNGR once it pops back over VWAP, honestly. I think that's the one I'm going to be looking at the market open. ATXI maybe, but it's really in a downtrend right now. It's got further away. It's much further away from VWAP than FNGR. Yeah, we'll see what happens. time of force today, I'm going to change, start sorting by dollar volume instead of pre-market percent change. Slightly right on the day so far, so if I can build a cushion, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm not going to be scaling any size really until that happens. Max loss is still half of what it usually is, just because we're just getting out of summer. And once I have a 2K day, I'll move it back to normal max loss. 28 seconds. FNGR, let's see it. Wow. Large caps are flying right now. Coin just broke $70 right away. FNGR selling off. It's not really what you want to be seeing. Coin, big move here. My alert didn't even go off. It just went through. It's so fast. We're going to have definitely some series resistance coming up. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Almost 2K profit on it. AERC. This was our OG gapper today that was just stuck under VWAP. Possible break here of VWAP. This could get interesting. Slow. Still watching coin. It's had such a nice rally that I might end up taking profits. I didn't think it would be such a pretty much linear rally. We have a lot of resistance right around 72. So I think once we go over this zone 72.5 or so, if we go over, nothing's ever guaranteed. I might consider closing this one out with a possible re-entry later on in the day. So I'll just put that here already so I don't forget, because that's what I want to do. Move this one a little higher for now. Let's get back to watching Atxi, because I actually like how this one's trying here. It's trying to get back. SOBR, big breakout there as well, back over VWAP. Nice. Atxi in action. This is what we were waiting for. Volume is fairly light on this ticker, surprisingly, for the fact that it's market open. I'm not going to be sizing so much until I'm able to get slightly green on the day. So far, I'm still slightly red. I do that so I can hopefully find a bit of a flow. Atxi is holding this area really well. Now the volume's really coming in. 400 shares per minute. It's actually pretty good after the market opens for such an expensive ticker. So that's pretty good. I was a little nervous down here originally because this is a big breakout with pretty light volume. But now you can see that people are looking for a ticker to trade, and they kind of looks like they're finding Atxi. Try to get in there, but I missed my entry. Let's see if we can get a... Dang, we missed that one by a freaking cent. I was just 1 second off with my hotkey. That was a close one. Pulling back, quick doji. MACD looks good, volume looks good, 5-minute breakout. New minute coming up here. Removing it limit order for now, making it a little bit lower just because it's a bit of a wiki ticker. Missed my first entry. Support at 13. Small size, very small size here. Unfortunately, that didn't hold. Dang, pretty unnecessarily lost. So what I could have done there was I could have put a stop in a little bit sooner, but I think I just got filled at 14. Yeah, the exit wasn't too hot. Still going to keep watching this ticker, but this is exactly why I use smaller size in the beginning until I'm a bit on a flow. So far, I wasn't in a flow and I was slightly red on the day, so I was like, there's no reason to size up until I see a ticker that I really like and I am green on the day. So I think right now I'm pretty close to, ooh, actually, I'm right here on this critical zone of my max loss, which right now is basically my max loss for the summer. So of course, my first day back streaming and trading, that's the situation, but that's how it goes sometimes. Again, that really shows the importance of small size. What I'm going to do now, so I basically gave back yesterday's profit at this point. So what I'm going to do now is reduce size even more. If I'm able to start inching off of my max loss, great. Otherwise, I'm done for the day. So I'll be patient here, see if we could see a setup, see if I can work off of max loss a little bit. If that's the case, great. Otherwise, not. I'm going to keep an eye on coin because I do kind of think that this could be a really nice one to take profits on. We're just about 2,000, up 2,000 on this one. And I'm not really seeing any other tickers I'm so interested in. Nice, Colby, nice profit there. SPY is still really, really strong. AERC kind of popping up here. Last time it was having a pullback, it also flushed. Maybe worth watching. Volume could be a lot nicer though. Luckily the spread's a little tighter. That's a good sign. Quick pullback there. See if we can get a small fill here. Oh. Market doesn't want my orders today. My goal right now is to see if we can inch away from that max loss in terms of day trading. So I'm going to take very small size positions, very low risk, quick trades. See if we can inch off of it. If we can, great. If we can't, also totally fine. Doesn't really matter. In the greater scheme of things. Nice. Colby's saying he found the first breakout. I think he's trading the SPY of 2022 that worked. So he says the market is looking hot. And I agree, the SPY is on fire. Does anyone know how to turn these notifications on the top left off? It drives me absolutely insane. I've tried to go to the application settings and go to notifications, and I basically just turned everything off. But all it did was there's no more sound. I don't mind the sound. It was the pop-ups that get me. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Bang, Bullneck, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky pre-market session we're having here. Coin's slightly pulling back too, but the SPY is still ripping, so that's making me quite hopeful. Also, Bitcoin up today, which is looking really nice. Bitcoin moving off the lows. We've been really pegged on this one for quite a long time. Right around $20,000. I think Coin is flagging out. Coin could see a little continuation here, so I'm quite bullish on what we're seeing on Coin. Anything's possible. Might just keep pulling back here, but let's see how it goes. Tesla. My charts are all messed up after the reverse split, or not reverse split, but the split 3-to-1. I'm not even used to normal splits because we're always dealing with small caps with their reverse splits. I still think it's crazy that Tesla's selling off so much after their they came out with absolute record results, but it was below estimates. Then again, they are in a little bit of a bear pattern here, but you know, there was support. They did initially hold. Looks like that flush got a lot of us on ATXI. Insane, huh? I guess all we can do now is wait for coin to hopefully continue this flag and just keep ripping. I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe it's going to go under 70. It is a swing trade after all, but if it does keep breaking higher, I would end up taking profits. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. My stop is much lower at about 61. So I'm going to keep riding this swing and see how much we can still squeeze out of it. If you go to the 4 hour, what I like about this one is the fact that we had the big breakout here. I bought the pullback towards the 9 EMA. In general, this whole move was about 12%. Then we had a pretty strong like 9% retrace. And now we're up around 15% where there's a lot more resistance. And this was my original target over 72. Ideally into maybe the 75s if it's a lot of strength. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Not sure what we're going to get, but yesterday we actually had one of my favorite short patterns that did not play out. So basically you have a sell-off and then you have a ascending channel right here. And typically these are amazing short positions. Usually once they break, after they retest is when I would short, and then I would hold into the continuation to the downside. This was like my favorite short setup for about 2 years when I traded crypto. And it didn't hold. And that was, I got a lot of confidence because it didn't play out, I should say. Check out the SPY right now. It's really not stopping at the moment. I'm still looking at my small caps, seeing if maybe there's something worth trading. So far, not really based on my strategy. I went for the ATX pullback here and basically took a perfect loss here from 1596 to 1468. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. Luckily I didn't buy super high here, but I did buy slightly over VWAP, and I actually ended up basically cutting near the perfect low. That was like an 8% loss. Good news is, like I was saying before I entered the trade, I'm doing a small size because it's not for me like an A+ setup, and I was already slightly red on the day. So until I get a buffer, I can't size up. Typically I want to be doing over 10,000 share size, but I'm not allowed to size up if I'm red on the day. So I build up, make a cushion, start going the right direction, I'm in a flow, or that's it. I get stopped out. Tom's calling out Snti. I think I got lettuce in my throat. Maybe. The volume on this ticker is pretty much non-existent. Coin trying for a breakout here. Not sure how clean the breakout's going to be, but what I'm thinking is the SPY is very strong right now. Bitcoin's up 3% as well. Coin's been depreciated for quite some time. We've kind of wound this spring up a little bit here in this consolidation phase for the last 2 weeks. So I feel like the move on it could be quite nice. Cnxa, pre-market sub-dollar, moving again. Also had a very strong flush. Interesting how these tickers are flushing so much. I am slightly red on this ticker. This ticker is a little bit hectic because the rate of change on it is absolutely insane. So you just want to be a little bit careful the way this one trades. New high. New HOD high of day. So it hit that $8 zone we are looking at. Nice little pullback here on Cnxa. Try to go for a... that might have been a bit too aggressive of an entry again. Let's watch this one though. It's a little bit hard to get a feel for this ticker just because of the ridiculous spreads. Which makes it a little harder to trade. I'm going to put a stop on this ticker. Very small share size still. Stopped out again. So only like a $40 loss. Again, I'm using tiny share size because I'm actually not slightly red on the day. I'm red on the day, near max loss, and I'm not allowed to size up when I'm red on the day. If I'm green on the day, I have a buffer, I'm in the flow. That's what I'm doing, 10K plus size. Until then, I have to prove that I can handle that. And today, for whatever reason, it's not going my way. My swing trade coin is definitely going my way. All of this breakout was weaker than expected, so we'll see what happens. But this could, I don't want to overwatch my swing trade. That's always slippery, so I'm gonna close that out. We're really not getting any opportunities for me to size in, or not size in, for me to really trade anything, which is a little bit exhausting. 9:53 here. Usually around 10 o'clock is when I start closing up shop. If it's a really slow pre-market and market open like we're seeing, I'll typically trade a little bit longer because sometimes you get like a 10 to 10:15 popper, sometimes even a 10:30 popper. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, if I nailed my whatever move that at the moment doesn't exist, but if I nailed a move, let's say at 9:45 or something, and I was up over 10% based on my average position size, I'd definitely be calling it. one thing that was mentioned again in the Discord, which I'm not sure if I'm putting a lot of weight on this, but I guess we'll see what happens, is at 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is pretty much in 4.5 minutes, we have the JOLTS job openings coming out report for August. I usually feel like there's not so much attention put on these in terms of the SPY and its movement, but I could be wrong. I usually don't pay attention to the job offers specifically myself. Really, I'm looking for inflation reports and stuff like that. Snti being called out as well. So this one is slugging along here. 10% move. It's a bit slow. I'll give it a little bit of time. If I trade something, I'll come right back. So I did not trade SNTI, but I wanted to come back here to watch the jobs that we were just talking about here. Jobs, JOLTS, job openings for August. I want to see what kind of impact it has on the SPY. This will be kind of interesting, I think. Colby said that he'll probably be, what was it? It was actually pretty funny. I bet it's worse than expected in terms of less jobs open, which is good for inflation, which makes the market move higher. Let's see what happens. Just came out. Bots are digesting the news. And anyone else quick enough to digest and trade? So usually if there's like the Fed is talking or something like that and they say something about 75 bips, you'll see no matter what direction it goes in, it'll have like a 3% move, then another 3% move, and then it'll pick a direction. But even this just kind of feels like there was no news that just came out. It was just kind of on a front side trend, and that's what's going on. It doesn't necessarily feel like something just happened. But if we go on live news, you can see it just popped out here, 10:10. So it's lower than estimate. So Colby was exactly right. That's so funny. Wow, SPY. Nice breakout there. We'll see what happens. It's going to be one of those days where we have this light movement and then we just, the next day is a huge gap down. We continue this sell off. Maybe it's going to be a gap down, but we find support and we actually trend higher. It's so hard to say what's going to happen. Coin, for example, it seems like the news wasn't really that exciting for coin. I think coin might break VWAP here in a second because this was just another failed breakout. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. Fortunately, I don't think in terms of day trading, I'm going to really get an opportunity that I can make back my losses on. So I think I'm just going to be sitting on my hands and maybe calling it for my day trading today. Maybe AERC, as it's slowly, it's a grinder. It's a total grinder though. Watching AERC here in this area, we're in the middle of a 5-minute candle. I kind of like the overall support we're seeing. We'll see if we can get maybe a lower entry. Technically, you know, this isn't a nice little front side here. We have obviously $4.50 big time resistance. So the question is, can we get above this really critical zone here? And you can see this was really support and then it became resistance. So I don't see it breaking just yet. Maybe it's going to need a little bit more of a pullback. SPY is just still ripping, looking really healthy. Watching AERC here. Still a pretty decent amount of support around 37. See if this area breaks, and if it does, how well it holds. Technically, it's still on a front side. New 5-minute. Now I was thinking that could be a good setup there. I simply didn't take it because it wasn't, for me personally, I didn't love it just because it's a bit of a flushy ticker. Last time I got a pullback, it flushed on me. Kind of closed that one for break even. And for my day trading account, I am borderline. I'm pretty much at my max loss. So I was thinking if I could inch off of it slightly with small size, I'll keep trading. Otherwise, I don't. Boom. See, there's that flush. Look at that. So let's see how well it holds here. This is what I was waiting for. Don't want to catch a falling knife, but at the same time, this could be a really healthy recovery here. So pop right back up. That was a good move. Five minute, definitely a lot of support at 30. Coming right back. Yeah, I missed my play on this one. I had the right idea to be a little bit more cautious, wait for this one to kind of settle down and then jump on it. I just kind of missed my entry. Giving it a little bit longer here, waiting for a small cap to pop up. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. That's what I'm waiting here. I'm not crazy about AERC. Luckily for me, coin, my swing trade is going in the right direction. It's still a little bit slow here, and it's kind of struggling. It's a total grinder. This is usually why I don't trade these, day trade them, because I'd be, freaking out watching this ticker. But it's still trending higher. I like what I'm seeing there. SPY, I just can't get over how strong this one is today. Looks like it's finally having a bit more of a pullback here. Maybe it maxed out its front side for now. We'll see what happens. I'm going to keep watching maybe another 10-15 minutes or so. And if nothing pops up, I'll go ahead and call it. Big breakout on coin. Still watching the other tickers, seeing if something pops up. I'm quite hopeful. You have to be kind of blindly optimistic when you trade small caps. I'm probably too pessimistic on average to be trading small caps, not in terms of like in my life, but because they are such shady tickers, I'm usually a little bit more hesitant than I should be. I should be more blindly optimistic when I trade the tickers. So I'm trying to be optimistic. We're going to see a ticker. So if something does pop up, I'll be quicker to jump on it. But at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. So it's still sitting in my hands. And a lot of like low volume tickers that are just chop. Look at S. No. Was it? No, let's keep going. Cnxa, this ticker was a total disaster. Wow, the SPY just recovered. Look at that. AVCT getting called out. Not a big fan of the volume. Rate of change is okay. Not amazing in this market. Wow, I barely got any trades in today. I just copied my transactions from TD. Let's post them in here. Let's go ahead and import these. So I'm down 591. Traded AERC coin. Coin actually needs to be not in this. No, I can't move it just because it's a limit order. Yeah, okay, let's just document these trades. So what do we do here? Rmed. I was like, why is this not loading? So Rmed, I went for a quick little pre-market pop. Unfortunately, there's no momentum here on this one. So this one pretty much died out. Just gonna take a quick screenshot of it. Quick attempt, but died out. With Atxi, this one, now tomorrow when I review my trades, I add a lot more notes. I just try to get like my feeling in the moment when I document these trades. Because I feel like the next day I'm going to be like, you know, what was I thinking when I traded this one? And right now it's still somewhat fresh in my mind. So that's why I do it. And I always like to add the post. So if you go here, this is currently the post. It's a grinder ticker, but only one with some Momo to pop back over VWAP after market opened. Worth an attempt. Worth an attempt, but got. So just like a simple thing. Matched by the symbol, so it goes through all the similar trades on that symbol. Otherwise, if I only want to do one, I just click match. So Cnxa, obviously you guys know how I feel about this one. I kind of feel like this was just a total waste of time, this ticker. I usually don't trade these sub dollars. I feel like it's a bit of a mixed bag for me on how they perform. For some reason, my trades aren't popping up on it. Here we go. So usually when I'm documenting trades like this near the end of a trading day, I will be like, if I see a good ticker pop up, I'll jump right back on it. So that's kind of, on my second screen right now, I have this chart of 6 different stocks that I'm watching. If any of them give me a buy indicator, so 5-minute breakout, trending over VWAP, something like that, I'll jump on it right away. So that's always what I'm looking up. Like when you see me look up, that's basically what I'm doing. Match by symbol. So we got one more trade here, AERC. Let's see. Wow, AERC kept on trading higher, and then it had that false breakout. Remember we were talking about the 4 or 5 zone, very key zone. So kind of sad that it didn't actually end up, you know, having that final break. You know, tough day. Very tough day for day trading small caps. I should have maybe totally pivoted to trading large caps, but hindsight's always 20, right? Obviously you want to trade what has the best setups, and the best setups were large caps today, so coulda, shoulda, woulda. At least I was consistent with the setups I was taking, so that makes me happy. With AERC, it was just a grinder and lower volume for after market open. Just hit max loss before, or I was balancing act on max loss really, / balance act on max loss, so wasn't trying to trade. It's wiki. Spell wick. Wiki chop. So match. So what I like to do is click stats before I say finish wizard, and then I'll just see my stats. So I'm down 592. And that's exactly what you see here. 590. Actually, this shows 591, and the reason this shows 592 is because This one does not include the reg fees. So 591 is down here, gross profit. This has the reg fees included. Let me quickly run to the door. How to get the door. Snti being called out. Let's actually look at this one quickly. We were waiting for Snti all day. Well, there's some opportunity here. Yeah. Small trend. 5 minutes. Okay. Could be worth taking a stab at it. I'm kind of watching it right here in this bigger 5 minute play. It's, you know, we got another 2.5, a little more minutes before a new 5 minute candle. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we're going to get another 5 minute setup. Although it's still trending higher, so I'm not sure if it's really going to wait for another 5 minute candle. We got a big resistance zone right around here at 3.2, which we are just above, and we're kind of got blue sky set up from here on. Next major resistance is really 4.6, so I think it's worth watching around 4.6 for that potential move to 4.6 is what I wanted to say. Question is, is this just going to fail here? Another 50 seconds in this 5 minute candle. So I always like to think what's going on in the 5 minute. Maybe it's going to be a bit more of an ABC pattern. Just don't really get those quick movers. Yeah. That 5-minute try to go for the breakout just so far has not been the market for small caps to actually have a successful breakouts. We've seen a lot of failed attempts right afterwards, so not sure how much I can justify trading this one. So overall, not really the best trading. I did have only one winner today. Really embarrassing. This is probably some of the worst my stats have ever looked. Well, not ever, because you always have these red days. So yeah, it just wasn't a really good day for me. I only made pretty much one winner or so, and then I just gave back profits from there. So if you go to my running P&L, it's probably pretty hilarious today. Yeah, so basically started in the red and tried, yeah, first trade was red and just basically digging a hole ever since then. Hit my max loss, reduced pretty much all my share size, took a small winner, took a small loser, and then I just called it. Sometimes I'm able to build slowly off of my max loss and I have to reduce major share size, but I wasn't able to really find the opportunities today for that, so that's fine. So it gave a little bit more than I made yesterday, but yeah, kind of unfortunate. Sometimes you get stuck in these flushes. It is what it is. Luckily, I did small size and managed my risk. I think that was ultimately the most important thing. Here goes actually Snti, a little breakout here. Decent volume on the breakout too. Again, I was looking for that move to 450. So right now we are getting it. Relative volume is super light on Snti. Man, it's really hard to want to trade this one. Maybe it's just going to keep grinding from here. I don't know. There's really no reason not to trade it actually right now. Wonder if I'm just hesitating too much. I'm thinking about the P&L. It's not really too much of my thought, but at the same time. Well, she's in play. So let's see here. Nice move off of that. Again, 450 is kind of my goal on this ticker. New minute. Let's watch it. Could just keep breaking above here. 380. Boom. There's that break. I was thinking I should probably get aggressive here, but I hesitated. You guys pretty much saw that. Nice breakout though. Healthy pullback. Let's see if we can jump on this one. Found support around 65. Let's see it. Still some decent sellers. going to remove my limit order for now, see how well this holds. New high volume, biggest red candle. It's not ideal. But it's holding pretty good, I gotta say. This is a pretty fresh 5-minute candle. Usually I'd be buying way more aggressively. But because of this big red candle, I'm a little bit on the more conservative side. We'll see what happens here. It is holding, held the whole 30 seconds. It's a good sign. Going for my entry there. 9 EMA pullback, overall 5-minute support. Small position size, very small position size. It almost pains me because usually I'd be long 3,000, 5,000, maybe 6,000 right now. I'm not allowed to trade any bigger size right now. Another bit of a pullback. Waiting. I'm looking for that move to $4 and then $4.50 is what I'm waiting for Snti. Still an overall pretty good 5-minute setup. We got big support around 350. So we have that nice support below us. We got blue skies ahead of us. It's been a slow market though today for small cap trading, which puts me a little bit on the defensive side for sure. But we haven't really had a ticker all day for small cap trading, and sometimes you really get a nice one a little bit later on. So that's why I have a little bit of confidence here with Snti, looking for this trend to kind of continue. Worst case, tiny position size, so I lose a little, but I'm still able to learn, and that's really what it's all about right now. Yeah, it's still struggling here quite a lot. I already held for 2 minutes, a little bit longer than I usually like to hold for. So it's a bit of a grinder ticker, without a question. I'm cutting this one now. Usually breakout or bailout. It's really rare that I hold a ticker as long as I just did. Usually I'm holding less than a minute. Anything I hold over 2 minutes tends to be red for me. Net red. All my trades I hold over 2 minutes are net red. So breakout or bailout. So yeah, not really a day for me that seems to be worthwhile. Yeah, look at this selling off. I think we might see recovery on Snti and start crawling back towards 4. I really wouldn't be surprised. I guess coin was really my only thing propping up the P&L today. But again, this is not my day trading account. So day trading, I am officially down 697. Very, very slow day for me. A total grinder of a day. I think I'm just going to call it here. 10:35. Rare that I trade this long. But I kept on thinking, overall, it's kind of a hot day, so maybe this is the one, but never ended up being the one. So what I can quickly do here is just go to import transactions and This is beautiful. So I'm just on my other screen right now looking at my TOS. So here's my last trade on Snti. Well, I don't really need to show you guys. It's not that important. Just on my transactions page. I'm just going to highlight that, copy that. I'm going to import it. I'm on TD Ameritrade because it's my preferred broker already. I'm just going to use the wizard and I'm going to match it to my day trading momentum account, TD Ameritrade at Fields, which is basically anything I want to add on this one. It's a little front side ticker. What did we just trade? It's the Snti. Keep forgetting. So I went for this move. I felt like it was worthwhile. I should have maybe got a little bit more aggressive early on. I don't know. This is also one of the problems that once you're near your max loss, you start trading very badly. At least I do. I reduce position size, so that's the only thing I'm doing right at this point. But I tend to just not trade that good because I'm a little bit concerned overall, you know, of my trading. So yeah, I hesitated and then it was over. Problems of max size. So yeah, I'm just gonna match it. So now we have a little bit of an updated stats, and even this running P&L will just slightly go into 600 territory. Oh well, it's not so bad. It is what it is. I think it was worth sticking around for that extra little trade. So I'm down today $640 $602.40. And the reason for that is because here it only says 697, but we have another $1.43 in exchange fees that we paid today. So, or not exchange fees. Yeah, no exchange fees. So NASDAQ charges fees per share. So boom, boom. So I guess I'll leave it at that. All right, guys. It was great streaming again. A lot of fun. Remember, if you're not part of the Discord, that's where we're all chatting. That's why the chat room is turned off. I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.